So first of all, happy 2016. How you doing? Okay, 2016, yeah, good, good. 2015 here at the center, we were looking at a variety of other spiritual traditions, and particularly to see how they could expand our own spiritual path that we have, the science of mind and spirit. And this year, we're taking an in-depth look at our own philosophy put together by Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind and Spirit. And we're doing that actually by paying close attention to two particular writings. The one is the global vision of our movement, of a world that works for everyone, and the other is a key writing in our tradition, which is known as the We Believe statement. It was written by Holmes, and it first appeared in publication October 1927, the very first issue of the very first issue of the Science of Mind magazine, which, by the way, has been in continuous publication ever since. So this year, what we're doing is we're going back and forth on Sunday mornings by considering parts of these two documents. By the way, they're on our website, and you can also get our global vision is available in the social hall, and what we believe in both English and lo que creemos on the back in Spanish. So, what we're doing then, you see, is we're turning to the core of our philosophy and also how it can be applied in the world. We're looking at the original statement and contemporary applications. We are looking at the meaning and also the activity of our philosophy. Interestingly, Ernest Holmes had no intention of starting a movement. He just was excited about what he was reading, and he started to talk to people and got more and more people coming until there were thousands of people were showing up in Los Angeles. And he lived till 1960, and somewhere around the 40s, 50s, people were saying, we would really like to have a church based on what you're saying. We would like to organize ourselves somehow. He said, no, he didn't want anything to do with it. But people found the message that he was delivering was so impactful for self-transformation and was so useful in helping people to be more compassionate and loving to others that they did organize themselves. And so now we can fast forward to today, when the movement based on Holmes's writings is called Centers for Spiritual Living, of which, of course, we are one. That's got a nice ring to it. We are one. Yes, we are one. Santa Rosa is one of the centers, and by the way, we're joined this year by about, 90 some other centers in looking at these two fundamental documents, these two key documents, what we believe and the global vision. And it's very good that we are looking at both of them, that we're grounding ourselves in our philosophy as we consider a world that works for everything. This month's author, would very much agree with this approach. Sharif Abdullah is an American writer who grew up in poverty and a violent society in New Jersey. And no, seriously, there are many, like every place, there's the Garden State, there's beautiful places, but his particular town, I think it's Camden, had been trashed by industrial, and he was now the generation that was living in what he would refer to as the mess. And he says that our society is spiritually starved. I don't think we're the only ones. He says that you can recognize when a society is spiritually starved by these 4 symptoms. And so as I read them, I'm sure you can supply examples in your thoughts, either from your own experience or from what you read in the news. So how can we tell that a society is spiritually starved? By the presence of anger and violence, by the presence of escapist behavior, either illegal or legal, watching TV for hours. A third symptom of a spiritually starved society is denial and numbing. And fourth is control and manipulation. So he would consider this very good, that we are looking both at the philosophy that we hold and seeing how to apply it in the world. By the way, how can we begin as a society to feed ourselves spiritually? And he says that because the basic cause of these ills is separation, then the way back is to begin by making connections. Connections to ourself, connections to each other, connections with the more than human environment, and connections with spirit. And, I have to tell you, I had a very direct experience of this the other day. One of our congregants, Helen Frater, was in a restaurant that I was also in, and as we left the restaurant, there was a homeless man on the sidewalk sleeping just as it was beginning to rain. And, I tend to go into number 3 symptom, numbing, not feeling. Okay, here's a problem, but, I'm okay. That kind of thing. I do say a prayer when I see a problem. What I was so impressed with Helen works for social services, so this is her great love to do this kind of thing. Obviously, it's her life's work, and it's her great joy to make contact with people. So as I was trying not to feel anything, I saw Helen literally get down on the sidewalk with the man and ask him how he was doing, if he needed anything. She said, I have a trunk full of things, and maybe there's something I can get you that would be helpful. Do you need a poncho? And he said, oh, yes, a poncho would be great. And so she went off to her truck, and that's about the time when I left. But the look on the man's face is as though he had been visited by an angel. And indeed he was. So she's present in the audience today. I'm not going to point her out. Episcopalian priest Matthew Fox also wrote something about the foundation of problems, and he talks about what happens when a civilization is without a cosmology. And by cosmology here, he means an understanding of the universe as an orderly system. So Matthew Fox writes, when a civilization is without a cosmology, it is not only cosmically violent, but cosmically lonely and depressed. Is it possible that the real cause of the drug, alcohol, and entertainment addictions haunting our society is not so much the drug lords of other societies, but the cosmic loneliness haunting our own? So, what is our science of mind and spirit cosmology? What is our basis? What does our teaching offer that can allow us to begin to connect more fully with ourselves, with others, with the environment, with spirit? It brings us, in fact, to today's topic, which, it's listed as, what is it listed as? Individual expressions of an infinite creator. And I like that. I started to work with that, individual expressions, yes, of an infinite. But then when I got to the word creator, stuff came up from my Lutheran Sunday school days. And, I started to flip into this outside God kind of thing. So I said, okay, now I've just got to tweak the title a little bit so I personally can work with it. And then I came up with individual expressions of an infinite creative force. And I really liked that, but I was afraid you might think I'd seen Star Wars too many times. So the title I have been holding in my mind that I'm working with is individual expressions of an infinite source. Now, you can imagine, a very nice metaphor for this is imagine a light hitting a prism and breaking into a range of colors. So it's like that infinite one light comes into the lens, actually, of perception and breaks into a variety of individual expressions. This topic that we're looking at today is, in fact, based in the first two sentences of Ernest Holmes' "We Believe" statement, which says up here, we can read it together, "We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation." And of course, there is the translation. Now, we're actually focusing on the second sentence. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. And there's 2 points here. Expressing throughout creation, 1 point. Second point, not absorbed by its creation. And I want to point out that that is a very important point. Because if you think about it, what would happen if God were absorbed by its creation? What would happen if it made creation out of itself and then it ran out of steam, it ran out of stuff, it ran out of energy, and were it? This is it. This is it. This is it. This is all there is. Kind of static, no movement. But no, what this means is there's more. God is within its creation, but there's more to it, which means there's more for us to embrace, more for us to experience, more for us to become now and eternally. Once again, the Hindu metaphor of God as the ocean and us as the waves comes in handy for me. Because if you imagine, no matter how big a wave gets, there's always more ocean. No matter if that wave stops existing, it can take another form. There's always more source. There's always more that we can become. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. So we've looked at that second bit. Let's look at the first part. This one manifests itself in and through all creation. Powerful, powerful statement. In the Science of Mind textbook, Holmes writes, "Spirit makes things out of itself by becoming the thing it makes." Spirit makes things out of itself by becoming the thing it makes. This one manifests itself in and through all creation. I just want you to pause for a moment and consider your own meaning to this statement. What does it mean that this one divine thing manifests itself in and through creation? Well, it means many things, and they're all good. It means that right now, God is being you. It means that right now you are the activity of spirit. It means that right now you are thinking with the mind of God. It means that you're always plugged into spirit because you are one with spirit. Just like the wave is part of the ocean, the wave is not all of the ocean, but every bit of the wave is ocean. So every bit of you is divine spirit, and there's always more for you to grow into, more for you to embrace, more for you to enjoy, more for you to become. This one manifests itself in and through all creation. I find this statement to be the healing balm, the good news, the gospel of our movement, the salvation. Saving us from what? Saving us from a hellish state, moment by moment, of negativity and separation. This one manifests itself in and through all creation. It means that you are surrounded by and connected to God itself, good itself. It means that you are surrounded by good, by divine good, just waiting for you to recognize it, just waiting for you to receive it, just waiting for you to become it. This means that you can say to yourself that phrase used in many spiritual traditions, I am that I am. You are the divine one. You are surrounded by the divine one. And you are designed to become more of the divine one. This one manifests itself in and through all creation. And this one is ever desiring to express more of itself in, through, and as you. So how do we do that? By getting out of the way. By letting it have its way with you. By letting its love, its joy, its peace, its intelligence, its beauty, its power express through you. To do what? To do that which is your great joy to do. If you look to what gives you great joy in doing, you will probably see that it is a unique gift of yours that is wanting to be shared in a bigger way with others. Now, clearly, I'm not speaking about things that give us a temporary high, like drugs or alcohol or TV or shopping too much, things whose temporary enjoyment turns into disempowered victimization for ourselves and for others, but rather I'm talking about that thing that when you're doing it, you not only feel joyful, but others feel joyful too. I'm talking about that thing that when you are doing it, it's a blessing to you and to those around you. You doing it brings well-being to yourself and to others. And as I'm saying this words, I'm picturing Helen Frater in my mind. To see her just so enlivened and energized, just stop and connect with that homeless man, creating a situation where I suspect she felt blessed, he felt blessed, I felt blessed and empowered as I was witnessing it. This is one way that we can work toward a world that works for everyone, by letting this one manifest and express its joy in and through us. Not sure how to do that? It's okay. The Science of Mind minister Raymond Charles Barker reminded us of this. You are the unlimited creation of an unlimited source that is forever giving to you unlimited ideas, possibility, and potentialities. You are the unlimited creation of an unlimited source that is forever giving to you unlimited ideas, possibility, and potentialities. There was a man named James Dillett Freeman. Gosh, you know, the last service, a world that works for all tried to escape. Now it's Raymond Charles Barker. There's a Unity writer, James Dillett Freeman, and Unity, by the way, is a spiritual movement that is really so similar to ours, you can barely tell the difference. Anyhow, Freeman has the distinction of being the only writer who has had a piece of writing, two different pieces of writings, go to the moon. Twice, right? The first went with Apollo 11, along with astronaut Buzz Aldrin. So, you know those images from July 1969 of that walk on the moon? James Dillett Freeman's poem about protection was with Buzz as he was doing that walk. The second one was carried on the Apollo 15 in 1971, and it was taken by James Irwin, who left a copy of the poem on the moon for future space voyagers to read. It's entitled, "I Am There," and I want to read it to you. I hope you'll be comforted by these words today, and also remember some of the truth of these words as you look into the dark night sky. So I invite you just to settle in, relax, just take a moment to be with yourself, capital S, self. Perhaps closing your eyes, taking a breath may help you be in the state of mind to appreciate these words and let those words that resonate with you find their right place for you. I Am There by James Dillett Freeman. Do you need me? I am there. You cannot see me, yet I am the light you see by. You cannot hear me, yet I speak through your voice. You cannot feel me, yet I am the power at work in your hands. I am at work, though you do not understand my ways. I am at work, though you do not recognize my works. I am not strange visions, I'm not mysteries, only in absolute stillness, beyond self, can you know me as I am, and then, but as a feeling and a faith. Yet I am there, yet I hear, yet I answer. When you need me, I am there. Even if you deny me, I am there. Even when you feel most alone, I am there. Even in your fears, I am there. Even in your pain, I am there. I am there when you pray and when you do not pray. I am in you, and you are in me. Only in your mind can you feel separate from me, for only in your mind are the mists of yours and mine. Yet only in your mind can you know me and experience me. Empty your heart of empty fears. When you get out of the way, I am there. You can of yourself do nothing, but I can do all, and I am in all. Though you may not see the good, good is there, for I am there. I am there because I have to be, because I am. Only in me does the world have meaning. Only out of me does the world take form. Only because of me does the world go forward. I am the law on which the movement of the stars and the growth of living cells are founded. I am the love that is the law's fulfilling. I am assurance. I am peace. I am oneness. I am the law that you can live by. I am the love that you can cling to. I am your assurance. I am your peace. I am one with you. I am. Though you fail to find me, I do not fail you. Though your faith in me is unsure, my faith in you never wavers, because I know you, because I love you. Beloved, I am there. So in this place of assurance and stillness, I invite you to simply consider these questions for yourself. What gift does Spirit want to express in, through, and as me? How does this gift benefit others? In order to express this gift, is there an old, untrue thought about myself I can release? As it is Spirit who is expressing this gift through me, what assistance do I require of Spirit in order to give this gift? And so we turn once again to that truth that there is just one power, there is just one good, and that it is throughout creation, not absorbed by its creation, it is throughout creation and more. It is that which we can see, that which we cannot see, that motivating life force in us actively leading our lives. So I welcome that opening in consciousness to allows each of us to find our own individual expression of more and more good in the world, of finding that activity that blesses ourselves and blesses others, to live and love in more joy, more peace, more beauty. And for the way that we see evidence of this truth, I give thanks now as this word is released, and so it is.